Crypto is pumping really hard. Bitcoin is up from 89,000 to 97,000. 89 to 97 in just 2 days, just 48 hours. 2 days, guys. 2 days, 89 to 97. And Hex and Pulsechain are pumping even harder. Hex and Pulsechain and all the coins on Pulsechain are pumping hard, baby. Please deploy all the buttons while we enjoy the amazing intro from Westcott and Wild SJ. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do this, guys.
Just gonna sit here and watch Hex burn, and that's alright because I love the yield I earn. Just gonna let all my T-shares mine, and that's alright because I hold 5555. I hold 5555.
I can't tell you what it really is. I can only tell you what it feels like. Just bought Hex in the same night. Let it burn twice. T-share price never goes down. Always upright. 555, 5 nights. It's like I'm in flight. High off of Hex, rich off the rate. It's like I'm earning back all the time that I spent in case in the rat race. And right before I'm about to drown, that's when riches save me. It's freaking crazy, and I love it. Hey, no one's gonna believe in you. That's okay, don't trip, you'll get the last laugh when the rocket takes off and it fades. And when it's good, then it's going great. I'm Superman with the wind in his back. She's always lane, sometimes it's down and it's awful. Don't be so ashamed, it snaps back on time highs. Here we go again, I made plans on it, and I'ma take it all the way. Just know you came to the right place.
Just gonna sit here and watch Hex burn, and that's alright because I love the yield I earn. Just gonna let all my T-shares mine, and that's alright because I hold 5555. I hold 5555. I hold 5555.
Oh yes, light up the chat, guys. I don't know where all my viewers are. We've got a fantastic stream today. This final year of the bull market is really starting now, and it doesn't get more exciting than this with your clothes on, guys. It really doesn't. Check My Pulse was first, Alan D was second, Kevin Hawthorne was third. Fantastic, guys. Take your place on the podium. Shouting out all the people that have come over from X and are on YouTube. Kevin Hawthorne says, hi from Florida. Good to see you, man. Check My Pulse. Shouted you out already. Mr. Nick, Elbow. We got Crypto Mike. Out to Complex Simon. Out to Aaron B. Out to Hex Latino. Not to be confused with Pulse Latina. That's right. Vat Sam. We've got Degen Doogie, Hex on Time, Team RH Staker, Darren, James Easton, guy called Crypto7, Peter H, Academaciated. Deploy all the likes on entry, guys. Mikey Brew, Archie S, Moon Mutt. What a fantastic name. You're up in lights, dude. Moon Mutt. We got Evasive, throws in the sevens, and Gary Bennett also throws in the sevens, and we're at the bottom already. Come on over. 69 people watching. Who misses? Come on over to YouTube. The water's warm. There's a bar by the pool, and you're allowed to drink your drinks in the swimming pool. B Haven says, let's go. Yes, let's do this, guys. Let's take a little look. Hex and Pulsechain are pumping hard, baby. Let's take a look at these prices together while we get rich together. Yes, yes, yes. So PLS Pulsechain is up 10% today. Nice fat round number. 502. We're above that 50% of sack price, which is when the guys can take their shirts off on the beach and we can have a little bit of dignity. Yes, yes, yes. That's fantastic. It's a good starting point. Step 1, 50% of stack. Step 2, I want to see us back where we were before the FUD, which was 4 zeros and a 9. And then step 3, I want to see stack price. And then step 4, I want to see very quickly us get back to the highs we were on the Pulse launch excitement, which was around 3 zeros and a 3, which is around 6x from here for anyone looking in on the Hex and Pulsechain ecosystem. You know, so much to talk about today, but just while I think of it, I see so many big channels talking about, some of the coins that have done well already in this cycle, like XRP, like Solana, and they're talking about a 3x, a 5x, maybe it'll do a 10x, some of them. And I'm thinking 10x. There's a 6x just for us to get back to where we were when we launched in the recovery year. Was it the recovery year, or did we launch in 2024? No, we launched in the recovery year, didn't we, guys? It was a long time ago now. Yes. But things are really lighting up now. And shout out to all the PLSX wearing t-shirt guys out there. And there's a huge community that are all in on PLSX, because that's up 18.1% today. That's absolutely phenomenal. So if you're coming over thinking, is it a good time to buy? Well, normally you wouldn't want to buy on an 18% green day. But being that we've been so suppressed latterly, that's nothing. We could see that 10 days straight, because there's a catch-up trade to be had. Guys. You got Sui, which launched the same time, which is another layer one. That's in price discovery. You've got Solana, which is giving people a 30x in this cycle. That we are going to absolutely pump. And if you're deploying more cash now, I envy you. If you've got any more cash to deploy, look at Hex. It's up 16.6%. All the narratives are there. You've got the maverick billionaire, enigmatic founder Richard Hart. You've got the fact that Hex does things. It's a utility coin. And that's the coins that are really pumping hard. Apart from the penguin meme coin, which I see that my friend Ivan is shilling hard. No wonder that's pumping. I get why that's pumping now. Yesterday we showed what's happening is that, very excited, lots to talk about, but just while these things come into my head. So what you'll see is the big channels will shout out when a meme coin does well, but they don't mention that it's been absolutely hemorrhaging to death the prior 10 days. They don't mention that it's down 40% on the week. Oh, Dog with Hats up 10% today. So fucking what? It's down 40% on the week. Guys like Crypto Banter, I was catching a bit of Kyle Deeps this morning talking about that. I mean, you've got to zoom out, guys. Whereas Hex does things. Hex is fantastic, and it's all about the DeFi, baby. Hex. I mean, Hex. You want to be all in on the DeFi in this cycle. And much later in this bull market, the meme coins will have a final run in that period, Q4 of 2025. The meme coins will come back hard, but right now it's more about the technology coins and the emerging layer ones and coins on those emerging layer ones. And I was taking a look. I'm so excited. I must calm down. I must need to calm down a little bit. Am I too excited? Say in the chat if you think I'm too excited, or if you like it, or whatever. I'm just a human being. That's the thing about crypto. It's very emotional. Don't we know it? I think it's 70% likely we're going to go to the moon from here. I was listening to Ivan this morning. He was thinking that we'd be at 100K before the end of the week. We could easily be. Funnily enough, I said it on Monday when we were all crying when Bitcoin went to 89K. I said we could easily be at 100K by the end of the week. And sure enough, we're on track to it. I don't know whether we will. Well, actually, I can talk about that a bit more. I think we're 70% likely to be pumping hard, but there is a slight issue. I will also just let you know about, if nothing else, so that if we do go down, we can understand that we saw it was a possibility, and we can discuss that as well, because there is a chance we could go down as well. But I think the probability is we go up. And at the end of the day, as I always say, if you were in a casino and you had a 60% chance of rolling black, you just sit there all day and all night rolling black, wouldn't you? With girls on either arm. I think that's what you do, guys, isn't it? So crypto is pumping hard, up from 89 to 97K in just 2 days. What's interesting, and it's a great time to reflect on the people that got frightened out by guys like Jamie Dimon saying that Bitcoin's like cigarettes, or maybe by Jim Cramer. The people that sold, well, literally in 48 hours, quite literally, it's gone from 89 to 97. They saw sideline a lot of them. Now they don't know what to do. Now they're in a world of pain. They thought it was painful watching Bitcoin going down from 108 to 89, but now it's really painful. Do they get in? Do they not get in? The answer is they've got to get in and soak up the losses and then remind the tax man they sold some crypto. Bad news. This is why we don't do it so quickly. It's very bullish to see that we take weeks to go from 108 to 89, but we only take 2 days, baby, to go from 89 to 97. Bullish AF, bullish here AF. We are obviously correlated to NASDAQ, and we say here on Crypto 7, you don't need to be looking at the crypto prices. You only need to look at NASDAQ. I was watching NASDAQ yesterday rather than watching the crypto prices, and it started green, and that was great. We went to 97, and then suddenly, I don't know why, but NASDAQ dumped hard, baby, and it went red again. It keeps going red. It's been red since Jerome Powell was hawkish. He's a nuisance. And so we are strongly correlated to NASDAQ. As you know, if you're subscribed to Crypto 7, and if you're not subscribed to Crypto 7, you're learning things today. So I saw NASDAQ dump, and I thought, oh dear, that's a shame. Went over to crypto, and Bitcoin's down from 97 to 94. Yeah, well, that's why. But then NASDAQ tried to get green, didn't actually get green, but crypto did really well. So NASDAQ was red yesterday, but Bitcoin, crypto was green. And so Hex and Pulsechain were very green, weren't they? And that's very unusual. It's very unusual because it's not NASDAQ that correlates with Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin that correlates with NASDAQ. And NASDAQ's bigger than Bitcoin, much bigger. So it's very unusual for NASDAQ to be red and crypto to be green. And what this tells me is that the markets are getting very excited about crypto joining the table. I'm not just talking about being at the table now. I'm talking about being at the top table. I think that Anthony Pompliano and Anthony Scaramucci and Michael Saylor and Elon Musk and all these people are going to the top table now. They're going to the top table, guys. And I think that the markets are getting excited about crypto, and rightly so. Hey, there's a big rumor. Let's go with the big rumor. The big rumor, I think one of the reasons why crypto is pumping, even though NASDAQ is still retracing since Powell's hawkishness. I think a big reason are people lighting up the chat. We've only got 141 people watching live. I don't get out of bed for 141 people. Why am I not seeing comments coming in? Light up the comments. Tell me what's going on. Yeah. So, oh, great. B. Haven says excitement is warranted. We've been crushed. Not excited enough. Have a couple of cappuccinos. I check my pulse. You're up in lights. I just have a nice comment. B. Haven and Yodin. Why am I not seeing any more comments? What's going on? You seem chill to me. I like that. I like that. I'm not seeing more comments coming in. So there's a technical glitch at this point, I'm thinking. Why is that? Just a moment, guys, while I consult my team. They'll sort it. Oh, it's just me, isn't it? Yes. Oh, we got a comment coming in now. It must be okay. People maybe are just multitasking. Fantastic. Light up the chat, guys. 146 people. The communities that repost the most make the most. Yes, yes, yes. Grandpa Pulse, he always makes great comments. He says, "Get out of bed. Isn't noon where you are? Where you are." It's an expression, Grandpa Pulse. Don't get out of bed for, I don't get out of bed for less than $10,000. It's an expression. But no, it's 11:18 where I am. Audio is great. Thank you very much, Pookie Doo. DJen Doogie says bong bong. Great, that's it. Keep it going, guys. Let's see if we can get up to say 400 live viewers today, because we are streaming over at the Twitterverse as well. I think we must be getting shadow banned lately because we started on. We've got very low view count considering we're on YouTube and Twitterverse. But there you go. So anyway, listen. One of the things I like to do is particularly now I've got an interest in 7G, the community coin, one of the latest coins to launch on Pulsechain. One of the things I like to do is to look over at some of these crypto prices on Internet Money Wallet, because I absolutely adore Internet Money Wallet. And Internet, they don't pay me to say that. I've got all the self-custody wallets on phones and things, and obviously I've got cold storage as well, guys. Don't get excited. Don't think I'm only on Internet Money Wallet or only on Trust or only on Edge or only on Ledger or only on not Ledger, Coinbase Wallet and yada yada. Anyway, I like doing this because you can see all the prices here, and I don't know how well this is. I don't know how well this is going to work. Really badly by the looks of it. So anyway, but you can see here that I just like Internet Money Wallet, App Store, and just look for the massive gold dollar sign, download it, and you're away. But and then what I've done, I've just added the tokens I want to track. So I've tracked PLS, Hex, PLSX, Inc, because obviously they're the core babies. Then I'm tracking 7G, and I'm tracking Axis because I know it's a really good coin that's got a lot of solid investors behind it. And I track Teddy Bear. I've shown this a couple of times on X when 7G's been doing well relative to these other coins, and it's not to brag or to try to put these things down. I'm including these like Teddy Bear because I think they're the benchmarks. I think they're the good ones. So let's just look today where these are doing and what they're doing. So I don't know how well you can. I'm such a biff today. So I don't know how well you can see this, but PLS is up 9.89. Hex is up. I screenshotted this about 10 minutes ago because otherwise this internet money wallet will just lock me out. But I'm assuming it's about the same. This is about 5 minutes ago. I screenshotted this. PLS is 9.89. Hex is 15.5. So it's a great wallet, and somebody was asking me about that. And of course, it's got the revolutionary blue change function button, massive blue change function button. You can see it there on the screen. You see that, guys? So if you hit that blue button there, you can flip Ethereum into Pulsechain. Yes, that's right. You didn't mishear me. You just flip that massive blue button that even a boomer like me can see, and you can flip Ethereum into Pulsechain, and then from there you can go into Teddy Bear, Axis Token, 7G, whatever your tipple is. So Hex is up 15.5%, as you can see. PLSX is up 18.8%. 18.8%. Making a fool of Crypto 7, who said that it's all about Pulsechain now and PLSX is going to take a bit of a back seat. Not yet. Incentive tokens up 17.7. Then there's that community coin 7G that we support here on Crypto 7. Can you see that? That's up 18%, which is phenomenal. 18.4% for 7G. The coin, the community coin, or the influencer coin from Crypto 7, or the Crypto 7 community. That's also the coin for the international show jumping community, where all the money is. Axis, look at that. Axis is up. Fair play. Shout out to these guys. So this is a bit like I used to compare my lap times to the top international bike races. It wasn't interesting comparing my lap times to club races. And it's the same sort of thing. So that's why I've got these two listed. It's not to say 7G is better than Axis or better than Teddy Bear. I just like to see what we're doing relative to them. And there's many days when we are outperforming them, but I just wanted to show on this particular occasion, they're doing even better. So 7G, as you can see, is up. The screen's just gone off. 18.4%. Axis is crushing it at 34.99, and Teddy Bear is crushing it as well at 24.28. So everything in the RH ecosystem is doing really, really well. And normally you'd say, "Oh, well, you don't buy it." Well, you do if it's been going down for like 3 or 4 weeks since it's had some FUD, and there's a complete shift of management in the regulations in the US and things like that. So it's absolutely huge. So yeah, the big rumor, guys, and one of the reasons I think the crypto pump is going is because Washington Post has revealed that according to David Sachs, who's the crypto czar, of course, who's friends with Matty Orlin, this is the source in the Washington Post. According to David Sachs, Donald Trump is going to issue pro-crypto executive orders on day one. Yes, that's right. The Washington Post says that on day one, Donald Trump is going to issue pro-crypto orders. Now, whilst that's, let me give you a bit of experience and a bit of insight into this. Whilst that's fantastic for us, and it's going to make us feel really loved, and it's going to make us want to put more money into Hex and Pulsechain, even if we're already overexposed into Hex and Pulsechain, yada yada. The people that are going to be really, really impressed with that are the people outside of crypto who understand that if Donald Trump is actually referring positively to crypto on day one of office and actually issuing executive orders that support the crypto industry on day one of office, the signaling, the messaging to all the big boys out there who aren't yet in crypto, who are only exposed 1%, 2%, 3%. So there's a lot of people now getting into crypto. They want 1% exposure, or they're going from 1% to 3%. When they see that Donald Trump is not only pro-crypto, because I think this is a well-kept secret still for a lot of people. I think a lot of people out there don't even know that how pro-crypto Trump is, and we can't quite believe it. I think we're in disbelief, and I think that most of the market's in blissful ignorance. Disbelief, ignorance. Ignorance as in unawareness. if that's the word. So if he does issue an executive order, according to the Washington Post and David Sachs, if indeed David Sachs did tell this to Washington Post, then I think that's going to cause a huge pump in crypto on Tuesday or whenever he gets around to this executive order, or Monday even. I was saying yesterday, I think that probably day one he can't actually do any executive orders because I think he'll be too busy doing all the ceremony stuff. But somebody said, no, he still can. Okay, cool. Even better, but who cares? We'll just have to wait another day to get rich. So this is the big room. And I would add to that, you've got to take everything that's in newspapers with a pinch of salt, and the media are only about 60% accurate. So, don't take this to the bank. Don't hand in your resignation letters, because the Washington Post says that Donald Trump is going to do a pro-crypto executive order on day one of his 4-year term. As I say, what a strong message. You can get a stronger message. So that's really powerful. Another thing that's massively bullish, 200 people watching now, that's better. Let's see if we can get to 400, guys. Tell your children they get no pocket money unless they watch on their phones or something, if that's legal. I don't know. Yeah, so let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Another thing that's very bullish is that Zuckerberg, who's always been Facebook guy, he's a Democrat, and who is now, there's a suggestion that he's going to put Bitcoin on his balance sheet, which would be huge. So Meta or Facebook are going to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. That would be massive. Again, that's the signaling, but it's also the price pressure. It's all because they're not going to put a small amount on. They're not going to put a small amount on. So it could be that Mark Zuckerberg is trying to get ahead of the United States, who we think, if the SBR, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, goes through, we think that the United States are going to be Bitcoin buyers soon. So maybe Mark Zuckerberg is trying to get ahead of that. So massively bullish, guys. Again, massively bullish. Yesterday, I talked about how the freeing of Ross Ulbricht has taken on sort of totemic status, that we've all decided in the crypto world that if he does release Ross on day one, that we can take everything that Trump has promised us seriously. I don't really get the link, but I just, as a sentiment channel, I just pick up that vibe that it's basically, we're going all in if he releases this kid who ran the Silk Road website. But if he doesn't release him, I'm fucking selling. I know it's almost kind of like, oh, it's the emotion again, isn't it? It's the emotion again. I don't really see the link. I mean, I see the significance of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. I see the significance of a pro crypto SEC chair. Oh, we'll have to talk about Gary Gensler a little bit. I mean, oh my goodness, how ridiculous. I mean, how ridiculous. I don't know why. Well, I do know why he bothers at this point, but he's been saying nasty things about crypto on CNBC, and also he has, can you believe this? I mean, this just shows, and this is interesting because, yeah, as you can see here, SEC sues Elon Musk. This is this week, guys. Can you believe it? In the last week of his tenure, SEC sues Elon Musk, claiming disclosure failures with Twitter stock. Now, what's going on here? It's very dark. What's going on is that the moment that Trump won, Elon Musk was firing tweets over towards Gary Gensler saying, you're going to need to step down now, basically telling him to step down, okay? And of course, that's what Gary Gensler did, because he made an announcement within a few days that he was going to coincidentally leave the day that Trump got in. So to get a couple more paydays, of course. And so Gensler's obviously absolutely furious about having to leave because of Elon Musk, and he obviously blames Elon Musk and things. And so he's rather than taking shots at the president, which nobody wants to do, so he's having a go at Elon. I mean, really is an abuse of power. It's an abuse of office. It's absolutely incredible, and I'm sure it will be rescinded the second that he leaves in 5 or 6 days' time. 5 or 6 days, he's out. I actually thought that this week he would leave the crypto sector alone, but he's trying to cause trouble. And at this point in the game, it must be purely vindictive. It must be a vendetta against Elon Musk. And I think anyone would see it as that. DeFi Crypto Alliance with Corey Geary, the loudest megaphone in Pulsechain, is here. He says, "Good morning, Pulsicans." What a legend. He's a really, really top human being, is DeFi Crypto Alliance, or Corey Geary. And do make sure to subscribe to him, and yeah, he's a top guy, and I see that we share a lot of subscribers, which is great, absolutely great. We've got 207 people watching live now. It's not enough. And Corey Geary should get a lot more viewers. Corey Geary should get more viewers than me, so go over and watch Corey Geary, because he's a top guy, and he's got a lot of energy, and he's got a new MacBook, so he doesn't have any connection issues now. He used to have a few connection issues, and he doesn't now. So it's just don't get better, really. So and if you don't want to subscribe to Crypto 7, I highly recommend Corey Geary. We got Cryptomatic. Bob Sled says, "Good morning." We cover the content here as well, don't we? I mean, we've covered a lot already. We've been going for how long we've been going for? It's not telling me on the screen. I think we've been going for a while. Crypto 7 has all the alpha, though. Thanks, but I appreciate that. I didn't know about that. But I always watch you, and I also watch Sudden Wealth Syndrome, two top guys. And Corey was talking about, I heard you, buddy, talking about this issue, that it's from January the 15th that things really get going in the post-halving Q1. And where are we? We're at January the 15th. Just call Corey Geary the time traveler, guys. Yes. Oh, good. So I have got notes. Yeah, notes. I have got notes when I can find them. So, yeah, the RH ecosystem's pumping really hard. We've covered that. We've covered the big rumor from the Washington Post is that Trump will issue pro-crypto executive orders on day one. But as I say, the media are only 60% accurate, so don't take that to the bank. We've covered Gensler is furious with Elon Musk, and we've covered that as well. Right. So, yeah, this business about the stock market, that is an issue. So we are really looking now. What I think is that if Nasdaq is green today, we'll probably go even higher and probably get very close to 100K today. If Nasdaq is red today, then I think we're more likely to come down a bit, maybe go back to 95K or whatever, and just cool it a little bit until Nasdaq is finally green. We've got the CPI numbers today, so that is going to determine it. Another thing you tend to see just before the CPI numbers is you see the markets de-risking. So you see Nasdaq going down the day before CPI or the day of CPI until you actually get the numbers. And so and crypto follows that, because as we've learned today, crypto tracks Nasdaq. So it's a bit surprising that we're green, and I think extremely bullish. So if the market's like the CPI numbers, then I think we could even go to 100K today, guys. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real here. Bitcoin could easily get to 100K today. One of the things that we're saying on Crypto 7 is the next time we go over 100K could well be the last time we ever go below 100K in this cycle, and even possibly ever, because if Bitcoin does go to 400 or 500K in this cycle, which would be dependent on the SBR, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. If we get the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, then I think we'll go to 400 or 500 easily. If we don't, then I think we'll go to about 200 to 300, something like that, probably 200 to 240, something like that. But the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, we could go even higher. I said yesterday, even higher. Look, for me, for all you nice people, 222 people watching now, that's a magical number. For all you 222 people watching now, you don't need Bitcoin to go to 500K. So you don't even have to worry about it. You should be uncomfortably invested now so that you can take most of your chips off the table well before Bitcoin's 500K. Because if Bitcoin goes to 500K on the back of the SBR, then there'll be no more Bitcoin for people to buy on exchanges, or very, very difficult. So there'll be no more OTC, over the counter, OTC. I don't know what OCT is. Maybe OCD. Maybe I've got OCD. OTC, over the counter. There'll be no more over the counter Bitcoin for the big boys, and then they'll have to buy Ethereum, much as we all had to sacrifice for PLSX, because really we wanted PLS, but we'd missed the PLS sacrifice, so we bought loads of PLSX, which is why Richard raised more for PLSX than he did for PLS. But now the community's decided that PLSX is better than PLS. I don't think so, but who cares what I think? I'd rather be wrong and rich than right and poor. There's too many people on crypto Twitter that would much rather be right and poor than wrong and rich. Some saying that my buddy Corey says a lot as well. And yes. Okay, so I'm going to give you some predictions now. If Nasdaq, there's an issue with the stock market as well, which is that we've been bleeding since Jerome was unduly hawkish, deliberately trying to take the steam out of the markets with his press conference at the last CPI read. If we bounce at the support, which we're not nearly at now, which is the likelihood, then the likelihood is that Bitcoin's going above 100K in the next day or two, next few days, and we may never come back below 100K, and Hex and Pulsechain are going to the moon. If we, and here's the sort of bearish bit. So I'm 70% giga bullish, but there is a 30% giga bearish scenario. It strikes me that if Nasdaq loses the support, then of course that support flips to resistance, and then we're in a world of pain. If Nasdaq keeps dumping over the next week or two as Trump gets in, because they don't like his tariffs or something, then crypto's going to dump hard, and maybe even Bitcoin going as low as the CME gap of 70-something thousand. So it's even possible that we wick to 70-something thousand in the next week or two, and then we go from there. Okay, so that's pretty scary, and I'm sorry to scare you, but what does that mean then in real terms if that happens? What it means in real terms is that Trump will do things to save his friends in the stock markets, because Trump is very unusual. He's the exception to the rule, because as a president, he measures his success by how well his friends do in NASDAQ, whereas an S&P and Dow. Whereas most presidents measure their success by how many new public sector employees they can create, and how many of their friends they can give funding to. Typical sort of like Democrat move. Not being political, just being real with you guys. Okay, so don't cancel me. But so there is a possibility that crypto goes down again. Now, what does that mean for Hex and Pulsechain? 250 people watching. What does that mean for you 250 people? Well, being that we have been the recipient of so much grief from the SEC, etc., it could mean that we just ignore all that we don't care whether Bitcoin's 70K or 120K, that we just set off. Okay? Because it's not really our problem. It might be a problem for Bitcoin, which is such a high price already, and Solana and Sui, but I don't see it being a problem for this crypto with the best community. And if we see some good news, and funny enough, it was only a couple of days ago I said that we're going to start getting good news, and the likelihood that we're going to get some good news is so much higher than we are just going to get sustained continuous FUD. And sure enough, we are starting to get little snippets. The Washington Post. The fact that Elon Musk uses the same lawyers as Richard Hart. Shout out to Somi. He was talking about this issue that Richard Hart had been giving him some tips. And this relates to what's up on the screen at the moment. SEC sues Elon Musk. But Richard Hart said, I don't think that Elon saw it. And one of the issues might be that Elon, being the owner of X, maybe his policy is he doesn't follow anyone who doesn't follow anyone. So if you see what I mean. So because Richard doesn't follow anyone, maybe Elon's stance is, well, if you're not following anyone, if you're not following me, I'm not going to start following you, sort of thing. And there is that sort of, cock measuring thing that goes on amongst alpha males, isn't there, guys? Of course there is. We know this. So I think that Richard will start following people soon. I've been saying that for a long time. I said when Richard unfollowed everyone, I said the first person he will follow will be one of the Trumps, and I think there's more and more evidence that that's going to be the case. But I'm just making the comment that somebody was saying it would be great if Elon follows Richard, but really, I think the problem is that Richard has chosen not to follow anyone, and so maybe if Richard's listening, maybe Richard, you could start following the Trumps, all of the Trumps, and Elon, Vitalik, of course, and Crypto7. No idea. I barely get 1x, don't I, guys? I'm here where I'm strong. I'm here where there's 250 people watching. Make sure to come over and subscribe. We do lots of merch here on this channel, lots of Hex and Pulsechain merch. We do free watches. We've given loads of watches away. People in the chat will tell you they've received their watches. We've what else have we got? We've got these sorts of tops. I'm going to do some 7G badges as well, which you can iron on or stitch on. We could do things like that in the bull market, when we're all getting rich, you're all happy and things, and we can just continue to promote. So this is what we need, some positive price action, guys. Let's go back to the price action. And I was talking about the core coins. Let's just quickly look at the community coin 7G, which is promoted. Oh, wow. So even while we've been speaking, so this is the beauty of having Crypto7 behind a coin, because when we started this stream, 7G was up 10% today, and now it's up 16.4. So 7G has gone up 6%, and you can see it here in the price chart just from me talking. And really, I'm cheating. Because I'm the second most charismatic streamer in Pulsechain, and I have a coin, or rather, I have launched a community coin. I keep saying that. He's a teddy bear guy. He says, it's not my coin. I go, well, this isn't my coin. I haven't got the keys. No admin keys here. Never bought or sold a 7G. Never bought or sold a core coin. If at any time you're getting value and you're embarrassed, you want to leave me a nice tip, but you're embarrassed to do like a huge super chat, I get you. I've got you covered. Just there's a Pulsechain receiving wallet address in the description if you want to do it that way, and so YouTube doesn't get all the money. But yeah, no, it's funny because yesterday I said in the description of my stream, verify, don't trust. But yesterday I said the bull is coming. Can you see it? And all core coins are up tons and tons. And anyone that went, oh, okay, yeah. So Crypto7 saying, so crypto's pumping, but the RH ecosystem isn't yet because there's a little lag there. We want more from Ethereum. We will get more from Ethereum. There's a lot of misunderstandings about Ethereum. So let's talk about that now. We are laying down the alpha today, aren't we? But yeah, isn't that funny? So 7G was up 10% when I started talking, and it is now up 38 minutes later. I see the timer now. 38 minutes we've been talking. So 38 minutes later, it's up 6%. It's like Crypto7, make us some more money. So 7G did a 12x on day one, and a lot of people top blasted it, and then a lot of people got salty. Also, a lot of people that got salty were the people that were always against me or my coin anyway. So they didn't get in on the pre-sale, so they didn't get an opportunity to 12x. Can you imagine? You know the types of people I'm talking about. The types of people, I get a lot of hate from a lot of people in England. You tend to find them, they're very inarticulate. They're very, if they don't speak well, it's because they got thrown out of school. These are the sorts of people that go against me or 7G. They're not the people with the money. And I think they must be bitterly disappointed that they didn't get in on the pre-sale, because I'm sure they would have all liked a 12x on day one. And they had hours to get it as well. And now we've pulled back, of course, with all the Interpol FUD and everything else, which affects the coins on Pulsechain more than it affects Pulsechain. So Interpol hurts Axis more than it hurts Pulsechain. Interpol hurts Teddy Bear more than it hurts Pulsechain. You get the idea, guys, yeah? But now that we're pumping, I think the sky's the limit. So if you have got 7G, you might want to hodl it. Not financial advice. I can't give any financial advice or price predictions on my coin, but I can only say what I would do, sort of thing, in that scenario. But anyway, there's no skin in the game for me, in sense other than just this natural competitive element. I want to see a coin do well, and I designed it so that I can't rug it. I can't, because I haven't got any of the coins, so I can't rug it. I'm not going to sell any. I'm not going to buy any. So that's it. You know, it's down to the community, but it's got the advantage of the real world marketing links. It's got the advantage of this channel. Yada yada. I wasn't even going to talk about it. We've been talking about it far too long. Man used in the house now. Blobfish King. Fantastic. That's absolutely amazing. Hold your hex. No, hold your hex. I thought you sold your PLS and PSX. No, never. And it's funny that I don't know who would have told you that, because it's just this is the thing. There's been so many false claims. Get your words out, Crypto7, about me or my approach. I've never sold a core coin. So that's fantastic. And never sold a 7G, never sold a core coin. I mean, isn't that funny? So, you know, now the idiots are saying that I've sold. No, I sold PDI at 2.9 cents, and I told people I was doing it. And I might buy PDI if it goes low enough, if it goes back into my ranges and things. But there was just things I didn't like, and I was just getting a bad vibe. And obviously, we have Tangent on once a week. He's still sort of like, he's still very busy, but he's hoping to come next week. But he does the TA. I'm just instinctive, because I've been in crypto for 10 years, and I was getting certain vibes. You know, I don't like this decentralized me guy that hides behind a Richard Hart avatar. And he was saying that PDI was going to be $1 by December, and I thought, oh. Then he was saying that it's going to be $1 by January. Then he scammed the community for loads of money to give to a marketing agency, even though he's not even in marketing. And, you know, he hides behind a Richard Hart avatar. It's all just really weird and sus. It's just so many red flags there. More red flags than Brands Hatch and Daytona. That's what I think on all that. But anyway, so no, I've never. We've got Sudden Wealth is in. Says PPI inflation came softer than expected. UK CPI came substantially softer this morning. That is good news. That is very good news. So hopefully, because often, shout out to Sudden Wealth Syndrome. Make sure to subscribe to him. He wears a mask. All the best guys wear a mask. The thing with the UK CPI and the US CPI are often come in similar. So hopefully we will see that CPI is good. I think if CPI is good, we're getting 100k Bitcoin this week. I would agree with Ivan. 100k Bitcoin this week. But if the CPI isn't good, I think we could be in trouble, guys. So it's are you telling me, Crypto7, we could all lose money here? Yes, I am. I'm saying that we're 70% likely to go up, 30% likely to go down. It all does hinge on this CPI, doesn't it, Sudden Wealth? So that's where we are. How many people we got watching now? 271. That's fantastic. Good. It's not 400 though, is it? It's not. I mean, I'm just saying, guys, it's not 400. Come on, help me out. Ask your mother-in-law to watch. Get your boyfriend to watch, girls. Yes. What else? There's so much going on, but I think we've just covered it. You know, I think we've covered it, guys. Somebody, what else would you like me to talk about? 273 people watching. We've been talking for 43 minutes, but I think we've covered it all. We've covered Facebook are likely to be buying Bitcoin. That's insanely good. Particularly because he's over on the Democrat side. So we know that Elon Musk is very pro-Trump, very pro-Republican. But now we've got somebody who's friends with a lot of the billionaires on the Democrat side. So a lot of people will be diving in thinking, oh, wow, I need to get Bitcoin then. We've got the SBR. We've got as we know from David Sachs in the Washington Post, it looks like we're getting pro-crypto legislation on day one. That's just nuts. That's just nuts. Everyone gets what that means. They might not be able to spell cryptocurrency. They might not have any exposure to cryptocurrency, but everyone gets that. That means we're top of his priorities. That's what it means. So for instance, Donald Trump may want more cycle lanes in California, or he may want more. Better example, he may want more cycle lanes in New York. Much better example. Okay, but it's not his priority, and he might not get around to doing anything about it. It's not a big deal to him. He'd like more, he'd like more dolphins off the coast of Miami, but it's not a big deal. It's really not a big a deal. Whereas if he's pushing whatever he pushes through on day one, means that this is what's important to him. So you might see something around the wall. You might see something around. If you see something around crypto, you go, bloody hell! I didn't realize. I think I heard somewhere that Trump was into crypto, but I heard somewhere that JD Vance had Avalanche. But They're doing stuff on day one. I think the whole world's going to go, shit, this is serious now. This means SBR is coming. I mean, he can't do the SBR with an exec order, obviously, but he can do a lot of things which just send the message out that we're all going to get rich. One of the things we talked about yesterday, which is worth touching on again, is the fact that, like I said, because there have been a lot of people in this cycle that have been in since the bull market started on the 21st of November 2022. That's technically when the bull market started, on the 21st of November 2022. And because they're already on a 10x, already on a 15x, already on a 30x, and they've been in crypto forever and they've got tons of money, they thought, I'm going to sell the lot on the next 2x because that's it. I've got my magic numbers and everything. During this pullback, they've been thinking, shit, I've made a 20x. Let's take Solana as an example. I've made 20x in Solana. I was going to sell on the next 2x. I was going to sell Solana at $400 instead of $200. It's now going down. Do you know what? Why am I hanging around risking it just for one more 2x? I'm just going to sell now. So I think some people that were planning on selling in March, selling in February, probably did sell. So I think this whole obsession with selling early, this whole obsession with not round tripping our bags, which we very much see at the moment, I think it's going to evaporate. I think it is evaporating. And I think this pullback caught people by surprise, but it shouldn't have done, because as sudden wealth syndrome has explained, and Corey Geary, it's up to about January the 15th. We do see this in the post-halving Januaries, which is, of course, where we are now. So massive gains to be coming. I think Q1's going to be insane. This is what I told you guys. I said Q1's going to be insane. I said January's going to be fantastic. I think January's going to be fantastic. But obviously not certain, because we are watching NASDAQ. So all day today, all I'm going to be doing is watching NASDAQ. I'm not going to be watching the price of 7G. I'm not going to be watching, which is up 16% today. I'm not going to be watching the price of PLS. I'm going to be watching NASDAQ. So you just go onto Google, NASDAQ prices, NASDAQ chart, and you just hit refresh on that like a masturbating monkey, because that's all that matters at the moment. But things are looking really, really good. And the more money we make, the more relaxed people will be getting about selling early. Some people will sell a bit. Oh, this is something I wanted to talk about. I'm going to leave you with a really strong comment now. So I think in Hex and Pulsechain, the community think when people start to sell, or you see people are selling, you think that they're going to sell it all, but usually it just means they want to reduce their exposure a bit. They want to be a bit more liquid. They want to raise a bit to maybe get into something else. And it's very rare that the big wallets sell everything. They're much more likely to say they've got 10 billion PLS. They might think, I'm a bit overexposed in PLS. I'm gonna sell 2.5, you know. And so they sell 2.5, but then the less they have, the less likely they are to want to sell any more. Certainly that's what applies to me, and I'm not a big whale, but certainly I'm like that. So I will sell some, but not sell all. So I've sold some Dogecoin in this cycle, but I haven't sold it all. I've sold some Solana this cycle, but I haven't sold it all. I've sold some Sui this cycle, but I haven't sold it all. And that's just something I think, when I listen to the community talking, they seem to think that the people that they've seen selling over the last 12 months or whatever, we've got to wait till they sell it. Or they're actually less likely to sell than the people that haven't been selling, because they have scratched their selling itch, because they have got the money for the extension to their house, because they have got the money to get into Echelon Prime or Superverse, which they've heard Crypto 7 talking about. Fantastic. We're going to have a great time together. This is the streamer that told you to diversify into gaming and AI. This is the streamer that launched an influencer coin that did a 12x on day one, that continues to talk about that coin as he promised. This is the streamer to watch, as well as Sudden Wealth, as well as Corey Geary, as well as Somi, as well as Crypto Class, as well as Westcott, as well as Crypto Coffee. Yes. Look forward to chatting to you all tomorrow. So we got to 300. Look at that, guys. We got to 300. I salute you all. Cheers. Chat to you tomorrow. Bye.